I prefer to use public transportation because it's more environment friendly. Vehicle exhaust pollutes the environment. They are one of the main reasons for deteriorating air quality. Nowadays, finding a parking spaces is becoming more and more difficult and expensive, and there is always the danger of losing your vehicle when the rate of thievery is increasing. But if you use public transport, you will not have to worry about that. It is cheaper. Almost all public transport costs the traveler less. If you regularly visit a place, you can get monthly ticket or pre-order ticket for a cheaper price. Getting on public transport means no vehicle insurance and tax costs, and at the same time reduce the expense of maintaining your vehicle. I prefer to watch movie at home. At home, it's cheaper. People pay more money to watch movies in the theater instead of at home. But in my opinion, we don't need to spend more money to watch same movie in different places, and I think it's a waste of money. Everything is comfier when I am in my pajamas, chilling by myself like I want. I can pause it when I need and make as much noises as I want, and there are no distractions from other people arriving late, testing, or generally being distracted. When we watch movies in the theater, it would take longs of time to get there, and in my opinion, it is a waste of time for everyone. Thus, it's not practical to spend my time to get to a theater, especially when it takes long to get there. I prefer to read ebook. Ebooks are usually cheaper than the real version. I buy a lot of books and feel guilty about the spending, so saving is better. With ebooks, I no longer have a storage problem. In the house, I no longer need to fill up boxes that need to be stored somewhere because my shelves are full. On the go, they always fit in my purse. A lot of time, I don't know what I want to read, but with my smartphone, I get a bigger choice. I can read one of 1,000 books or browse through an article. I can read a few pages, and if I don't like it, I will move on to reading another book. I prefer to marry near from my parents' house. When we get married with someone who is close, we don't have to get familiar with the new habits and customs because that is where we was born and raised. It is also easier to become a new bride. When we get married with someone who is close, we're still close to our family, relatives, friends. We can still visit our parents and go to work in the morning. We can still chat with friends from childhood. When you have children, they will receive the attention of both sides of the family. The cousin will also meet more. The affections is also closer. You don't have to worry about which side will they be closer or vice versa. I prefer to live in a flat. When moving into a new house, it is important to feel secure. One big advantage of living in a flat is the availability of several layers of added security, especially in a complex. There is usually a code to get into the building and CCTV cameras around the entrance. You don't have to worry about the structure of the building as the owner of the complex is responsible for that. The rent of a flat is usually cheaper than the mortgage in a house. Many people would love to have a home with a swimming pool, gym, and tennis court, but the reality is most wouldn't be able to afford it. The great thing about an apartment complex, especially a big one, is that they often come with all these things. Owners of large apartments will often reinvest some of their rent money into creating these luxury amenities in order to retain existing clients and attract new ones. How long does it take you to get to school every day? It's about 5 minutes. Is it easy or hard to travel by public transportation in Hanoi? It's easy. How do you feel when you use public transportation in rush hour? In the rush hours, the bus is quite crowded that you may have to stand on the aisles. That's quite hard work and tiring. But traffic is always obstructed in the rush hour, and if you use public transportation, you will not have to suffer from discomfort caused by smoke, hot horn, that is caused by the danger that is brought by other vehicles. How often do you watch films? Once a week. What is the most annoying thing when watching films at home? That friend that's already seen the movie and keeps spoiling what's coming next. Well, I love my friend, but I seriously wonder why I ever watch movies with her sometimes. How long do you have to wait for a cinema movie to be available on the internet? A few months, but that's not a big problem. I'm not too passionate about watching movies, so that's okay. How often do you read an ebook? I don't know. The frequency of my reading depends on my mood. I'm actually getting back into reading after a 2 month dry spell. This usually happens when I've finished a good book or series and cannot find anything new that can compare. When my reading mood is on, it's definitely on. I read nonstop into the late hours until the night when I'm home. Do you feel tired after reading an ebook? Yes, of course. Sometimes I get sleepy and eventually fall asleep after reading. Do your parents oppose you marrying far away? No, they don't. That's not important to them. There will be lots of arguments if you live near your parents. Do you still want to live near them? Yes, and will always be yes. I don't bother about that. I just want to live near them so I can take care of them. Which floor do you want to live on? The third floor is not too high and not too low. Are you scared of accidents in high buildings? If I say I'm not scared, then it would be a lie. But I think I just need to be careful. Then nothing will happen.